Hello, Blades fans, and welcome to a new episode of the Sheffield United podcast, where today we'll be talking about transfer rumours, what the table could potentially look like, in my opinion, and ideas for the future. So let's get started with transfers. In my previous episode with Cake, who isn't here today, sadly enough, we talked about the potential signing of Edna Stevens, and that deal has gone through. Edna Stevens has signed a 3-year contract with us, which I'm quite happy about. Solid left back, good backup for Lafferty, or even better, actually playing in front of Lafferty. Next, Ryan Leonard from Southend. Now, this is a midfielder who's highly recommended in this division. Other clubs are trying to get him, but rumours have cooled down. United have offered apparently a deal, but that has not gone through. But however, he is out of contract to the end of the year, so if he doesn't sign a contract, I do feel like United will jump in there and try and get him. I think he's a type of player we want, defensive, high energetic player to play either side of Fleck and Coots. The next one is Ricky Holmes. Now this one has cooled down as well, because I just think it's Carl Robinson. Carl Robinson doesn't like doing deals with Sheffield United, but Carl Robinson is actually interested in signing Jake Wright. And if Carl Robinson was to come in for Jake Wright and offered Ricky Holmes as well, then I'd take that up if I was Wilder. I really would, because I think Ricky Holmes is an excellent player. Jake Wright might not be able to do it in this division. I personally think he does. I think he's been an excellent servant to get us out of this division, but I don't think he will. Next is the centre-back Ebanks Landell, who actually had on loan obviously last year. He did well the first half of the season. Second half of the season, stepped down a bit, but we're rumoured with him mainly because we tried to get Ryan Bennett on a free transfer from Norwich, but Ryan Bennett has gone to Wolves, which has obviously opened it up with Ebanks Landell, as he obviously may not be getting a lot of football. So depends how much we're going to pay for him. I think obviously when they got him back in January and loaned him back out to us, he signed a new deal, thinking he could get a lot of money for us. I won't be happy if we broke the bank to go and get him. I think there's better centre-backs out there. But at the end of the day, I think Wilder will trust him, and I think he'll actually be happy to play for Sheffield United permanently. It's a weird one, but I think he'll be looking. Don't forget, it's only June now. We've got to wait for July to be properly open, get some deals done. Everything's cooled down, hasn't it, with transfers? But I think Ebanks Landell, I'm not too sure in that one. Maybe he's a backup, but I'd like to sign another centre-back if that's okay. Now moving on to the league predictions. Not just talking about Sheffield United, I'll go on to mine. Sheffield United ones. We'll go with the league prediction. So, first of all, we'll go with teams I think will be promoted. First team, I think, Aston Villa. Aston Villa will spend a lot of money. Steve Bruce, I think, will turn them around next season, having a full pre-season with them. I think they do well. Middlesbrough as well, because Gary Monk's gone there. I think they've got a very good team for the Championship and won't get sell a lot of players, unlike that winger Adama, and obviously Negredo's going back to Valencia. So I still think Middlesbrough would do well because he'll spend a bit of money. Also, Derby under Gary Rowett, because I think Derby have always got money. They just need that manager to tip them over. The teams to be relegated, I'm going to have to say Barnsley. This is mainly because they're selling too many players, and I just think they might not have the best of seasons, even though I think Paul Heckingbottom is a good manager. I'm surprised no one's really jumped in for him. Millwall, just don't think they've got it. They weren't even good in League One. I didn't like it when they went up. I'd have preferred Bradford to go up. The manager I don't think is good enough, Neil Harris. He's obviously a Millwall fan and everything, but honestly don't think they'll be able to do it in that division. And also Bristol City, they're going to not be able to have Tammy Abraham next year. And I just think they nearly lost it last year, but it was poorer teams and that. And now let's go on to rivals. So let's start with Leeds first. Leeds, depends who they get in charge. After losing Gary Rowett, it's a big blow. Otherwise, as I said, in the Championship, there's no really managers out there at this moment in time, so I don't know what to say. I'll probably say just outside the top 6 again, unless they get someone really good in charge, and then they can push it. As for Sheffield Wednesday, potentially could be up there. I don't really want to talk about them really that much, as this is not a Sheffield Wednesday podcast. But yeah, I've got a good team. Of course, I think would prefer to have a better manager, in my opinion, than Carlos Carvalho. But I think they'll be in top 6 again. And as for us, obviously the main one, what you're all listening to, where will us Blades finish in the table? I got to say just outside the top 6. I'm going to be very confident. I think there's a lot of teams that are worse off than us in really financial struggles. You got to look at the teams that got relegated last year, all got problems with finance and the chairman. We don't have that problem. We've actually got money now. Prince Abdullah will be spending this money, and I'm going to sound big-headed and biased, but I think we'll be either outside the top 6 or top half of the table, which is pretty much outside the top 6. I don't think we're battling at the start. I think we'll have a period where we could always, if we win a couple of games in a row, we'll be in top 6. But I think we'll just miss out. I think we'll win good games at home and stuff like that. I think Wilder will make it a fortress, and I can't see us going down with Wilder. And if we do, we can't sack him. And we need to. The fans must give him time. The fans must not get in his back, because we've had this before. Fans getting on the back, and the board. I think the board's got full faith in Wilder anyway, so I don't see a problem why we should sack him. Now, on to an exciting bit. I am actually looking for more podcast members. I was trying to get Cake on tonight, but deal fell through last minute. No, but it'll be on again, don't worry. New members, because I've got some ideas before the season starts, where we're actually going to make a kind of like legend squad, but it's not like your Brian Deans, your Tony Currys. It's your troll squad. So, legends that have been good, but in like a funny sort of way, like they weren't good in that way. Here's the prime example that is definitely going to be in the squad. Someone like Chris Porter, one of the worst strikers ever, but everyone loved him because he just did stuff in like the FA Cup games as an hero, so stuff like that, yeah. So I want to make up we'll call it like a Troll XI with fans, and then I always want to make up a best moment video where we'll just have a bunch of fans and we talk about the best moments we've had of being Blades fans and what it meant to. So I do believe that's all I've got to talk about at the minute. It's all the updates I've got, really. So get in touch if you're interested in joining a podcast and talking about your best moments, and we're making that Troll XI. So get in contact, subscribe, and keep your eyes open, and click the subscribe button. Thanks a lot.
Do this thing properly, even the boy them can't boy Jeremy. 15 years